So Chibi-Robo's been on the hot seat lately as Ziplash is here, and a lot of fans seem to be pretty upset at the big change in direction that game brings for the series, and at the lackluster showing it gives for that direction. But the assistant producer, Risa Tabata, has also explained that the part of the reason that they decided to make a 2D platformer is because they wanted to make it accessible for children, and a 3D Chibi-Robo game would be too complicated for that audience.
So, do they realize that the N64 lost a lot of their older audiences and gained a lot of kids? You know, the first 3D console left their old fans behind, not the new ones?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I was playing Ocarina of Time perfectly fine when I was like 8 years old.
Right.
How young is this target audience?
Well, and I also wonder how young really is the average Chibi-Robo fan, because, you know, that series started on GameCube, and it's always been a very small niche series anyway, so I would imagine that most of the fans of it are just sort of the dedicated fans that have played the original quite a few years ago. Does it have this, like, large following of really young fans that just I don't know about?
I mean, maybe.
I guess
Everyone I've heard that's a
Chibi-Robo
fan is probably between, like, 17 and 25, maybe, but not, you know, like, obviously people younger than that won't be really communicating with me on the internet very much. But...
Well, I mean, I would understand if she had said something along the lines of, we want to make it accessible because we want to attract children. We think that Chibi-Robo has the ability to appeal to children, but it sounds like she believes the established audience already is mostly children.
Yeah. Liam, it sounded like you...
Yeah, I was just going to say, that's probably what they meant to infer by that, you know, because it probably just didn't come across with, like, the translation or something.
Yeah,
it's possible.
But yeah, because, you know, I can see how a cute little robot character, how that could be attractive to younger audiences, but I don't know if I buy the existing Chibi-Robo audience being largely younger people.
We've seen a lot of anxiety from Nintendo around trying to kind of bring their games to wider audiences. In particular, we saw them really bending over backwards with their 3D Mario games to try to make them appealing to people who could play 2D Mario and have, you know, largely avoided the 3D games. So it's possible that maybe what they're doing here is kind of flipping the formula and taking a 3D game and saying, oh, we don't have a lot of people playing this 3D game, maybe if we make it 2D it'll reach a wider audience. And sure, that doesn't really have anything to do with children, but maybe that's really what the mindset is.
Well, but at the same time, Nintendo's audience is so youth-focused already, you'd imagine they would want to expand upwards in the age demographic, not downwards.
M-rated Chibi-Robo.
Well,
the gritty reboot.
There is a legitimate problem today with kids kind of not really coming to the Nintendo console in the first place.
Well, right, but again, that's the whole mobile push.
Yeah, well, there's mobile, but the sort of ironic thing about them trying to make a 2D game to appeal to kids is the most popular kids game is what? Minecraft?
Yeah.
A 3D game?
You know, saying mobile, that actually brings up kind of an interesting point. You know, they've said Ziplash will probably be the last game in the franchise if it doesn't sell well, which it isn't. But, you know, mobile games are a lot cheaper to develop, and, you know, they could attract that younger audience they're looking for. So, if anything, I think maybe that would be the future of Chibi-Robo, is trying some sort of experimental mobile game with it. I know, Colin, you might not love that, but...
I mean, I'd like 3D Chibi-Robo adventure games, but I'd rather Chibi-Robo exist as a good mobile series than a series at all.
Yeah.
I mean, Photo Finder would have been great there.
Yeah, I was going to say, Photo Finder would be a great mobile game. Well, it's very suited to mobile, too, because you have a robot who kind of goes everywhere, and you can take him everywhere because he's on your phone.
That's funny. Huh. Hello everybody, thank you for listening to this Nintendo Week clip, NWC. If you like what you hear, please subscribe to us here on YouTube for more highlights and discussion videos from Nintendo Week podcast, or subscribe to us on iTunes for weekly breakdowns of all your Nintendo news, discussion segments on subjects, games, and more, and tons of other features. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow with another NWC.